And then as a sign, don't miss this, as a sign to Abraham and maybe others, that Abraham will be used to bless everyone, not just those who were followers of God at that time. He prays for this pagan king, and the curse is lifted. He prays for this pagan king, the king that did not believe and follow God, this king who was basically reaped the curses from what Abraham did. Abraham prays, and God lifts the curses from him. Yes, we can impede God's plan for us or our church. Yes, we can operate in our own accord and not lift up our things to God. We can start making a decision without God's intervention. We can mess it up. And when we do, God's going to reveal to how we mess it up. And it may be through His Word, through other people, through other prayers. And He's going to work to make it right. And I love it because at the end, once everything's all right, He picks us back up. He gives us the resources and goes, okay, there's the road. Keep moving. You know the most beautiful picture I see of God doing that? And you've heard me say this before, and I'll say it again. When Peter is restored back on the bank of the sea that morning, not long after Jesus' resurrection. You know the story? Peter had denied Jesus 3 times, even though he told Jesus it would never happen. I'll die with you before I do that. Peter, I'm not, trust me, Lord, that's not going to happen. And then right there, Jesus is on trial. And 3 different people accuse him of being a follower of Jesus. Peter denies it 3 times, and that 3rd time, that rooster crowed. And Jesus walked out of Peter. Peter looked at him and broke down and wept. Had to walk away, couldn't stand it. But fast forward a couple of days later, they're on the bank, fishing. He sees somebody on the bank cooking breakfast. John tells him it's Jesus. Peter's not going to wait to row the boat in. He takes his clothes off and jumps in the water and swims to the bank. I'm not waiting. Y'all boys row the boat in. I'm going there. Went there, and an incident's there on the bank that morning. 3 times Jesus says, Peter, do you love me? 3 times Jesus says, feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Restored Peter back. What about John? I don't care. Your mission is to go do this. Now go and do this. And you want to hear something that's funny? If you look early in Peter's ministry, he had someone with him who was encouraging him. John, the apostle John. On the gate of Beautiful, when Peter walks by and sees a man who's crippled, who's with Peter? John. When they're out there preaching and teaching and they're arrested, they go before the Sadducees and Pharisees, who's with Peter? John. God provided the resource for Peter to be encouraged, even as he continued. God will fix what we mess up. God will reveal to us how we messed it up. And God will give us the resources, once He's corrected, to continue what He started in us. Whether it be finances, like He did Abraham in a very unusual way, whether it be a spiritual call where He's given us another empower the Holy Spirit to continue on, and whether it be in a relation like Peter and John were, someone who encourages you as you continue on in the Lord. See, being a follower of God doesn't mean we're not going to have doubts. It doesn't mean we're not going to fear. But this is what it does mean. It means there's going to be times where we're going to react out of fear. And when we do, it can have a negative impact on those inside the church community and those outside the church community. But when those fearful reactions negatively affect others, God always intervenes to reveal to us the impact our actions have had on others. He may do it directly to us or through other people. What we need to do is to listen when He speaks. And God doesn't remove His call on us, the mission He's called us to, even though we're fearful and our actions bring negative results. No, He intervenes, He corrects, and then He provides us the resources to continue that mission. He'll provide the necessary financial, He'll provide the necessary spiritual, He'll provide the necessary relational resources so we continue the journey He has put us on. That's what it means to be an Abraham. That's what it means to be a fearful follower of God. Let's pray.